You mentioned earlier that, and I agree with you, Triple H and Shawn Michaels, they're doing a hell of a job training the talent that they have right now and taking the business to new heights. But one of
Yeah.
the other things that they have also done is they've mended fences. They've offered olive branches to past superstars who otherwise would probably not be back under the umbrella or in the fold of the WWE, which begs the question. Uh, I think it's long overdue for some referees to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Um, I think your name should be a first ballot if there's one to go in. God bless Timmy White is in the Warrior wing, but someone to be inducted specifically to the Hall of Fame. If they come a calling, are you picking up the phone? Are you going?
Brother, you'll think I'm on a litter jet getting down there. But the thing is that I hope someday that you do have one because it's a lot of guys, not just myself, but and you guys contribute so much of your life and your body and your knowledge in helping the matches to be what they are. And we've been good, I guess you could say, traffic uh, directives
Mhm.
and cues and whatever we did. Uh, we we took that job to put in our heart to do the best we could do. And I've been around a lot of great talent, but I've been around a lot of great refs. And it seems like there's not just me, you guys need to be in there, and there's a few more that need to be in there if they ever have it. But if I ever got the honor and the opportunity, I would do it. Uh, and I'm sure the rest of us would, or y'all would. But someday I hope that they do. I know TNA did. I did get in that Hall of Fame, which was a surprise to me, but it was great. And, I just think sometimes I think that we're overlooked, and even the people in the business don't know how important we are. I mean, I've done a lot of things in this business, good and bad, okay, but I did what I was told to do.
Mhm.
I'm not saying everything is perfect, but I needed a job. And when you get down to the nitty gritty, and when big boss comes up and tells you he wants this, or that, or you can find a job somewhere else, well, you got to do what you got to do. Okay. But we all do that. We all listen to what we're told to do, and we do it, regardless of whether it's right or wrong in our minds. It's what they want, and that's what we have to do.
So I want to piggyback off that real quick, and I think Jimmy would be 100% in agreement. And it's not just because you're my father; it really isn't. It has way more to do than that. But to me, for a guy and my uncle that put so much out there for the WWE, the WWE, the WWF, um, and done everything that was asked and did it at a high level. I just think that it's time. I think with this new regime, that maybe with the guy in charge before that's not there, um, whether all right, let's just say you screwed up at some point in time in Vince's mind. Is that discredit what you've done and contributed to the business of wrestling? Does that discredit what you've done for the company itself? In my opinion, no. There's been many people that have sued the company, have come back and made money. Is it so hard for someone like a Triple H or Shawn Michaels to come together and say, hey, Earl Hebner did a lot for this company. Earl Hebner and his brother did a lot. Can't it be overlooked, whatever that problem may be or may not be, to just say one day, which I think could possibly happen, to say, let's go ahead and honor these guys because I think it's worthy and I think it's, and once again, I'm not saying this because you're my dad. If it was Jimmy's dad and you did what you've done in this business, how can you not acknowledge that?
Well, you know what, Brian, the biggest thing, truthfully, uh, what was said and done was not the truth. And it was, and the excuse for me getting fired was nothing but a big lie. When it was Johnny that fired me, okay, and it was a call politics back then. And the day he fired me, I said, "Well, let me talk to Vince." He goes, "Vince don't want to talk to nobody," because I wanted Vince to know the truth, but I didn't have a option. I just got fired. But he's a wheeling dealer. He's not only did he treat me wrong and my brother wrong, but he did the same thing to JR. Go back and look. He wanted JR's job so bad it was unreal, and he brown nosed Vince and stooged this and that and the other, and finally he got JR's job the wrong way, not the right way. Right. The same way I lost my job, the wrong way, but what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? No, but I moved on. And had a lot of still success in TNA and AEW, and life just moves on. And regardless of what you think, what happened to you, even if it wasn't right, you can't beat those guys. So the best thing to do is just move on and let it go. But I hope someday that things will change, and will they ever get in the Hall of Fame or not? I don't know, but I would hope so if they ever have one. But that's up to them, not me.
Well, Daddy,
my brother, I'm sorry. My brother and I did work our ass off there, and we did everything that they wanted to do and get done. And the Hulk Hogan Saturday Night Main Event was one of the biggest things that company ever had. And I don't think it would have ever been that big without me and my brother, because they'd have never made a posture without the twins. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't have never made that high rating and all that look alike.
Well, let me just say this. They do have a Hall of Fame. They do. And there's a spot in it for you and Dave. Mm-hmm. And that's my point. My point is there would have never been the Hulk Hogan spot. There would have never been the Montreal screw job. There would have never been many things that went on. My point being, there needs to be a point in time in WWE's mind where they say, cut the shit and let's give the boys what they deserve. Mm-hmm. And that's all I'm saying. Not because you're my dad. And I want to stress that. This is not why I'm saying it. I mean, if any other referee did what you and Uncle Dave were able to do through their career, my God, how do you not honor that at some point? But you'll give something to Arnold Schwarzenegger. You'll give something to Jimmy. Help me out here. Some actor.
I'll jump in on this. Is that I do believe in this regime that they have a different mindset when it comes to honoring different people. Now, granted, they've only been this is the second Hall of Fame they've done, right? This current regime. Sure. So I do feel like, in my opinion, because we all agree on this panel, that Earl and Dave are well deserving of the Hall of Fame and should be in the Hall of Fame. Should have been in there years ago. But regardless of shoulda, woulda, I believe that there's a chance that they would go in under this regime. It's just a matter of, we want it to happen sooner rather than later, right? Mm-hmm. Right. And for one thing, I mean, Earl mentioned earlier, or you said how much you poured in the company, how much it wasn't nothing you didn't do for that company. That if you asked to do it, you did it. I mean, the two most infamous angles ever is Brian just brought up the twin spot with Hogan, mm-hmm. and then the Montreal screw job could not have happened without you all, because they had to trust you all in the ring to be able to do both of those spots. And you basically saved, the title from going to WCW. Whether Brett would have done it or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is that everyone believed it at the time that it was going to happen. They didn't trust Bischoff. So you saved it from even being a possibility. I mean, Shawn was part of it, Vince, but you had to be a part of that. It didn't happen. It wouldn't have happened without you in the ring. So that alone deserves Hall of Fame induction, let alone all your other shit you did throughout your career there.